My name is Samantha Reindolf from the class of 2023 offering Management Information Systems. For my final capstone project, I worked on yen scrap, testing the effectiveness of an automobile scrap auction system to solve the issue of abandoned cars in Accra. I got the idea for this project in my third year when I was working on research methods and we were tasked to find a problem that I wanted to solve in society. And I looked in my community and realized that in Mamprobi there are lots of abandoned cars on the streets. It was very interesting to find out from literature that 78% of accidents that happen in Accra are taxed to abandoned cars. So it was very relevant for me to try and solve this issue. So one of the principal things for this project was to make it as seamless as possible and easy to use by somebody who was not technologically savvy. So during this project, I constantly went back to the stakeholders to ensure that the interface was up to their understanding and something that they could use easily. So from the application, they could either buy, sell or recycle parts of abandoned cars or the whole abandoned cars themselves. And this was a very seamless thing where they could bargain for an abandoned car they saw or a part that they saw. And for those who were not really scrap inclined and didn't know much about abandoned cars, the interface aided them by giving them contacts to experts who could help them with the getting of the amount. So the application is a hybrid application, both mobile and web, to help those who are always on the road to be able to use their mobile phone to access it. So here, both sellers and buyers can sign up using the application. And the most important thing for me was giving users the ability to do both. Most of the applications that already existed had either. They had a seller's platform separate from the buyer's platform, but I merged both of them to enable those who wanted to sell scrap, sell it, and if they wanted to buy scrap too, they had the option to do so without creating a new account as well. This helped them to be able to enter their details, to be able to be contacted by either sellers or buyers when it was relevant for them. So from the app, they could see the number of abandoned cars that were displayed, the issues that they had on them, and if they wanted to go ahead and purchase it as well, they provided an option for them to purchase it. One of the most challenging things that I encountered during this project was getting data, as majority of the people I worked with were scrap collectors, automobile dealers, and most of them thought that I was trying to steal their business by creating an app that would prevent people from coming back to them. So they were a bit skeptical about giving information. The goal for this application long term is to help it be able to be adopted by the Ministry of Transport, because one of the major issues was, of course, we're able to take the abandoned cars off the streets, but what about those cars that we don't know who it belongs to? The initial idea was to have a database on both the Ministry of Transport side and our side, so that if we wanted to report a car and it already existed to somebody, the Ministry of Transport could relay that to us and we know that it's not an abandoned car. So that's the goal long term, to liaise with the Ministry of Transport so that for the cars that we didn't know who it belonged to, the Ministry of Transport could also take care of that as well, so that the issue of abandoned cars will be completely eradicated from our streets.